Canada's housing market has defied expectations throughout the pandemic, with an eye-popping run-up in prices, which only began to cool as the central bank jacked up interest rates starting in March.
The last 2 years have shown us anything, and is that predictions can be wrong most of the time.
Nick Hill is a real estate investor with money in a handful of projects in Ontario. For some, he went with a static variable rate mortgage, which means monthly payments don't change when the Bank of Canada increases its benchmark lending rate. What changes is the ratio of interest versus principal he's paying, with more going towards interest.
What's really started to happen is the cash flow on these properties has started to dissipate. And I'm looking at that not happy. However, I'm looking at that as a temporary thing. Variable rates have historically always performed better than fixed rates over a long period of time.
His investment horizon is long-term, though, so he's not losing sleep over this. With a myriad of changing considerations, making the right choice for you can be a challenge. Daniel Foch, who does a real estate podcast with Hill, suggests buyers do their own stress test, including a worst-case financial scenario, to fully understand their financial cushion and risk tolerance.
Examine the total cost of the interest that you would pay over the course of a mortgage term, and look at that side by side with the 3 different interest rates or mortgage products that you might be looking at.
During the pandemic, the popularity of variable rate mortgages soared, but they may not be the right fit now, especially for households with little financial flexibility.
I think that this is a symptom of a housing market that is basically in crisis, and people were chasing prices.
Personal finance expert Rubina Ahmed Haq suggests preparing for another hefty interest rate hike expected in September.
So that's a really scary position to be in, whether you're a seller or a buyer, because it does just create that unpredictability.
Anne Gaviola, Global News, Toronto.